In beta, all villagers had the name Testificate, and they had the same AI as pigs. We all know who kept the pigs AI.
Huh?
The fisherman is one of the most unique villagers. Firstly, it can be very useful in speedruns because of this one trait. But this is also the only villager that has an old texture on its skin, which in this case is the OG Minecraft fish. The iconic villager sound actually has a name. It's called Herner Jusger, or at least that's how someone tried spelling it out on Reddit. The developer Dinnerbone liked this name so much that he added it as one of the splash texts. If you didn't know this, then please subscribe. It takes 1 second. It's common knowledge that cats are better than dogs, and the villagers agree, as you can usually find multiple cats roaming around the village. The amount directly depends on how many beds there are in the area, but there can only be a maximum of 5 cats per village. That's more than I have. Enchanting used to be super hard. It required 50 levels instead of 30, and it took all the levels from you. The first enchanting tables were made from cobblestone. There used to be a glitch where the only enchantment available was feather falling. If you enchanted something on a server, you couldn't log off, otherwise the item would lose the enchantments. Ghasts used to shoot burning snowballs. Unlike today, ghasts easily survived multiple fireball shots. Nether portals were intended to spawn ghasts in the overworld. For a while there used to be a funny bug where ghasts were shooting diamond helmets. There was once a secret item in the game. It was the fire item. It worked the same way flint and steel does, but it also had another use: crafting chainmail armor. In Bedrock Edition, you can still get Soulfire as an item.
The Caves and Cliffs update gave us a ton of amazing seeds, and this is one of them. You might see a cool mountain, I see a water park. Whee! This mountain is literally asking to have a tower built on top of it. I can only imagine the view. There's no way to mine bedrock, or is there? Well, in this world, a mineshaft generated at Y level 2, meaning it's cutting straight through bedrock. Since this mineshaft is so low in the world, there's actually exposed diamonds everywhere. Don't mind if I do.
This is the best Minecraft seed, not because of its looks, not because of any rare terrain, but because it can be beaten the fastest. In fact, it takes the best players less than 2 minutes to defeat the Ender Dragon.
But Datasack, how's that possible?
First, you spawn in a village where you get the beds. Then you go to a ruined portal, which is how you enter the nether. All of that in the first 30 seconds. Next, you have to parkour through the nether, build another portal, go to the end, and kill the dragon with just 4 beds.
Finding a spawner is great, but what about finding 35 of them? By digging down on this exact block, you will find a mineshaft. But this isn't just any old mineshaft. This is actually a network of 5 different mineshafts and 10 individual dungeons. You have spiders, zombies, skeletons, cave spiders, and there's even a sniffer spawner. Oh wait, wrong update, sorry. This mangrove forest is super rare. Well, not necessarily the forest itself, but what's at the end of it. The world's first quintuple structure. There's a village, a ruined portal, a pillager outpost, a shipwreck, and a desert fortress, all in the same place. On this seed, it's actually possible to beat the game without ever leaving the spawn chunk. Normally, this would be impossible since strongholds generate thousands of blocks away from spawn, and to beat the game, we kinda need an end portal. However, that couldn't stop the players from Minecraft at Home because for months they kept searching, going through tens of millions of seeds until they found this one. You spawn in a village, and with the help of a cleric, you can directly trade for Eyes of Ender.
Here we have a woodland mansion that's over 100 blocks tall.
Surely this is the tallest mansion ever found, right, Datasack?
Wrong. There's actually an amplified world which has a woodland mansion so high up that the top floor gets cut in half by the height limit. Sometimes it feels like villagers and pillagers have this competition of who can build their house higher, and I must say, the pillagers are in the lead now. What's the rarest island that you can find in vanilla Minecraft? The player LGM3 might have found it. You're looking at the world's first mangrove swamp island. What makes this so rare is that mangrove swamps actually cannot spawn in the ocean. That's why there's a small beach. Just be careful, because you can easily get lost in these routes. Slimes are the most common mob in all of Superflat, and also the most annoying one. However, in 2012, this was much worse. Slimes were literally everywhere. It was so bad that getting into a village was nearly impossible. Fortunately, in the next snapshot, Mojang reduced the spawn rates. In 2012, Mojang added Superflat customization, and we can have some fun with it. If you add a sapling layer, you will have a world that will try to eat you alive. You can even create a working TNT run in Superflat. But the coolest thing happens when you select the desert preset. Remove every every layer apart from sand and dig straight down. This will create an endless wave of falling sand, and it will probably crash your computer. A few years ago, there was an insane glitch where you could combine two different terrain generations. Half of your screen could be the default preset and the other half could be an ocean. This bug was extremely rare, so only a few players found it. The mixed world is amazing. However, I've left the most insane facts for the end of the video. Throughout Minecraft's history, there have been a few ways to get the bedrock item in survival. When Endermen were added, they could pick up any block. So, if you found an Enderman holding bedrock, you could get the actual item. But recently, Raceworks decided getting the item isn't enough, and so he built an entire bedrock farm. If you place a turtle egg on the coordinates 000, it will cause every single zombie to start walking towards that location. I have no idea how this glitch works, but it's pretty amazing. The next glitch puts Elytras to shame. The Ravager launcher can actually teleport you thousands of blocks within a few seconds. That's because the Ravager has a mechanic that deals a ton of knockback if you stand right above it. Every time you block a shield, there is a 50% chance that the Ravager will do this roar, and once it does, you'll be sent flying. Bedrock Edition has a really cool glitch. If you place down a bunch of slime blocks, put a boat on top of them and start jumping on it, you will fly high into the air once you hop in the boat. This bug has been a thing for a long time, and countless players have reported it to Mojang, but they refused to fix it. When Jeb created the squid, he took the cow files and copied them over. However, he forgot to remove the code for milk, so for a while squids had their own milk. Honestly, this makes me wonder what that would taste like. Anyway, what's even funnier is that squids weren't limited to just water. They could fly anywhere. This is so wrong. There is a lot of creative ways to hide your loot, and I think I found the best method. Push a solid block into a minecart chest from the top, which hides it completely. Now all you have to do is aim for the center, and you should be able to access your stashed loot. I guarantee you, no one is finding this chest. Every 1 in 140 billion worlds is a repeating seed. So if you want to find it, you should call Dream. These seeds are mind-blowing. For instance, you can find a mine shaft that goes on forever, or this cursed diagonal ravine that simply never ends. If you're exploring the Nether, you have a 0.01% chance of finding 5 Striders stacked on top of each other. Not only is this creature unbelievably rare, but it's also extremely useful, so please don't kill it. The Pentastrider is actually the fastest creature in all of Minecraft, but it doesn't go forward. Instead, it goes upwards. See, hooking the bottom one with Elite and riding the top Strider causes you to burst into the sky. The Nether is a dangerous place, so the next time you're going through a Nether portal, block your shield, and once you're on the other side, you will become unkillable. No matter if you're running or jumping, your shield will remain blocked. Unfortunately, if you try eating or placing blocks, your shield will reset back to normal. But until then, you will feel like Superman. You thought that getting the bedrock item is hard? Well, what about items that shouldn't even exist? This is the block without a texture. But Dadusak, what kind of block doesn't have a texture? Well, the image you see is a placeholder texture used by Mojang, since it is clearly recognizable in case something goes wrong. The first ever X-ray glitch was simple. You just had to drop some sand on top of your head. But with time, executing this exploit became more and more difficult. The most recent version of the X-ray bug involves pushing yourself into a composter, which will allow you to see all the surrounding caves, structures, and maybe even diamonds. TNT duping is one of the most revolutionary inventions in Minecraft. TNT dupers are used in cobble farms, in mining quarries, and to kill mobs. Using them makes the game a lot easier. Instead of spending countless hours mining a large hole, all you have to do is build a flying machine with a TNT duper and the job's done. If you're falling and beneath you there's a horse, you can right click it and save yourself. This can also be done with mules, donkeys, pigs, or even striders. If you manage to pull this MLG off, you will feel like a cowboy. Dream made this trick popular, using it to escape the hunters in his most popular video. I saw that on Reddit! Boats are entities, so they burn in lava. However, you have have a split-second window in which you can jump on them. No matter if you use a hay bale, a cobweb, scaffolding, or powdered snow. With the correct timing, you will survive anything. These 4 blocks might even be better than the water bucket, because they can be used in the nether. If I had to choose, I would say the hay bale is my favorite, as it reminds me of Assassin's Creed. Most players have no idea that this item can save your life. You can use sweet berries to reduce your fall damage, although there's a catch. You can only place them on dirt. So the next time you find a taiga forest, collect a bunch of these red things before burning the place to ashes. The sweet berry clutch is pretty crazy, but we're just scratching the surface. I guarantee that you didn't know this about the Minecraft igloo. When dropping from above, you can destroy the roof and land on the bed, which greatly reduces the fall damage. Or if you're feeling lucky, go through the middle and land on the ladder. Now this is only for real gamers, because you also have to open the trapdoor while falling. You can survive a drop by jumping onto an exploding TNT. You heard me right. The TNT blast can save you from fall damage. That's because the explosion knocks you back, which can result in a safe landing. Now of course you might die from the TNT, so get yourself some blast protection armor. You can even do this with end crystals, respawn anchors, or an exploding creeper. There is a 0% chance you've seen this clutch before. In Minecraft, you can survive any fall if you land into a falling block. This requires some crazy good timing. The way this MLG works is by pushing you to the side when the sand changes states. And if you think about it, it kinda makes sense, because dropping into sand does